How many people are not getting that this is a war for your mind? This is a war for your conscious field. This is a war for your ability to expand consciousness. This is a war to keep you in spiritual amnesia. See, I'll give you a hint. The more you get it, the more you align, the more you will see a great separation. The more you will see yourself, or appear to see yourself, as if you're the only one in your own island. Please don't be fooled. That is leveling up, but it's not your destination. That is a place, a real place within your conscious field that you're being asked to level within and to renew your levels of coherence between yourself, between all that you are, and all that's surrounding you or around you, projected outside of you. That's not you. Although not you, we are not separate. You're not separate. You are not separate from the agenda that's attempting to gravitate you and return you back into the density field of the reality that we were born into. Now, not being separate and being interconnected is not to be confused of taking shit from any place, anyone, or any source. It's not to be taken as an excuse for you to be the feeding grounds mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, to anyone, any source, any being, any entity outside of you. Now, y'all have heard this saying before. I've said it before in past videos, at least over a year ago. Sound from no sound creates light from no light. Light also can transmute back into sound. It's intertransmutable, the two. What's the difference? And what or who is what creates and emanates the sound, again, from no sound? And with the right vibratory frequency and movement and in oscillation, light births. The difference is light can be coerced. Light can and is manipulated. You take a simple light bulb and you're already manipulating the frequency and the function of a light bulb. You take an enlightened being, or a being who walks with the fire within, and you can manipulate that person into the small that you are. Just simply if that person starts to entertain your vicinity long enough, unbeknown to him or her. But sound, you see, sound penetrates through your entire vasculature, your central nervous system, your somatic nervous system, your muscle, your tendons, your bones, even your DNA. And the right frequencies will either expand, contract, tighten, or pull on your DNA or your genetic structure, and on a physical sense. Going into more in the esoteric and going more deeper into this is how you can actually transmutate or transmute or transgender your DNA structure into an entirely different structure or component, mutilating the coding if or when one is not protected and sealed from within. And for one school, DNA is like frozen light that is beginning to melt those who are emitting the correct frequency, because once the light from within, again, sound from no sound, begins to be emitted, then you will transmute into a version of yourself that you were destined to. When you are not, it's because you are not in alignment. When you're not in alignment, you cannot be in coherence. And when you're not in coherence, you cannot be in vibratory alignment, divinely so. What separates the disciplined one with one who is in alignment is simply that. It's mind over matter. See, the matter over mind, and mind returning back along with matter. It's that dance. And yes, discipline is required to choreograph, to stage a dance, and to eventually collapse the stage and see what's left. It's what's created once the mold is actually interpreted into what you were desiring to create. The mold must always break open, and yet the vessel transmuted will always emanate sound. And sound is what keeps the discipline in alignment. A sound doesn't always have to be loud and raw and real, but it does have to be transparent. And even the feelings that you have no choice but to fall within the structure of being in utter awe and enjoy with your process. And as you start to expand your joy, so will dark forces. Even the dark forces will begin to want to what? Enter what they would see as a black hole, because you will attract it all. You will attract the good, the bad, the fairies, the fae, attempting to wean you off your discipline. But even discipline has no choice but to fall in place and be in awe with alignment of authority. So when your voice speaks and you command and you know thyself, then you begin to change the reflection in the mirror, where all voices, all species, all entities, all signs, whether they're good or bad, or even that fly that keeps flying around, all of a sudden, they become a process of the love that you are. See as you observe, and do not attempt to absorb maybe perhaps negative factions, remote viewing, curious entities that are not always there for your divine or your highest good, but may simply just be curious because you are denaturing their presence, because the sound, the presence that you walk in, and the levels of comprehensions that you stand tall in, and the transparency and the leveling up that was required through the blood, sweat, and tears of your discipline. See, you have no choice but to stand strong, tall, and your levels of comprehension becomes your levels of communication simply as you stand. This is not about being perfect. This is not about being righteous. This is no longer allowing for the sounds and vibrations and frequencies of the beings that has been keeping us in spiritual amnesia for far too long. It's now to start to comprehend the technology that they have been using against us, and allow that technology to be the mode for us. And when the mode collapses of this new creation of who you are and who you are expanding to be every day, then so does the technology, and so does the power of those who are seeking to take away the power that you are. They cannot control your sound. They can attempt to alter, right, your eyes, the frequencies of the light codes of everything that you see outside of you, and all the friends and allies that get thrown at you. They could flip the switch on you in 2 or 3 seconds. It's no longer to judge the pawns, the bishops, the rooks, not even the king or the queen when they attempt to line up with you. Is to see the board and the circuitry behind the motherboard of this creation, and to allow no longer to be boxed in within the 4 elements of control, which is the great deception. You do not fight with control. You simply take over the control and collapse the entire system once you see that the system of control has always been in your mind